This week on Hello Me, it's me, vulnerable AF.
So
Yeah.
we get back in the house after he do all this what you mean, and he's sitting on the couch. And of course, I'm trying to make sure there's enough room between the two of us that we're not too close together because I'm trying to respect the pastor. And he looks over at me and he goes, "Why you sitting so far away, honey?
Stop talking.
Sweetie, can you
Please
come
stop
in?"
talking. Please stop
He say, "Sweetie, can you come in a little?"
talking. No. Stop. Stop.
Welcome to Hello Me, it's me, Vulnerable AF, a podcast hosted by Nikki D. Lovely. That's really just her diary disguised as a podcast, but who cares? You're here for it. Join in as she addresses her self-reflections on life, love, and dating, and gives us all the tea by being more vulnerable than she ever has, with herself and the world. So let's get started in today's episode with Nikki D. Lovely, already in progress.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Hello Me. It's me, Vulnerable AF, a Nikki D. Lovely podcast. I would like to thank you guys for joining us for another episode. I know there are 1,000 places that you could be, and you have decided to be here with me. We are actually number 100 on Apple Podcasts, which is kind of amazing for someone who just started their podcast. So I would like to thank you guys for being here, for upping the ante, for making sure you're doing those 5 stars, for following this podcast. In this episode, I have invited my brother back.
We're calling this Sibling Sessions Round 2.
Okay, so I'd like to thank you for this very unique series called Sibling Sessions, where I actually wind up having my brother come on. If you guys were around during PS4 days, you remember when I used to have my brother come on and he would drink his apple juice. So
Oh my God.
he is here again with his apple juice. And so today we are going to be talking about
Can you put the words up on the screen?
what? No,
No.
this is an audio.
Anyway, don't worry about it, people.
Oh, but yeah, we were supposed to talk about this the last episode. This episode, we're going to actually talk about my dating, getting back out there into this dating experience that, you know, you haven't had the privilege to experience.
I have no idea how to date. And what is this the 21st, 22nd?
I don't know.
Is it the 23rd?
I don't
I know.
It's all I know is it's 2023, and they call it pre-COVID versus post-COVID, and this
That's
is
true too.
post-COVID dating, which I would have thought that people would have been a lot better.
Listen, I'm pre-Tinder, okay?
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about when you and Vincent came to the house and we had the whole family out to the house, and my sister and my brother, I lived at the time in a suburban community, fully married with children people, and the only 2 people who matched in the area on Tinder apparently were my brother and my sister at the time.
Only 2 people that matched? What do you mean? We saw each other on Tinder.
Okay. All
We
right.
didn't match. That's weird.
See, I have no listen. I okay. First off,
This is how much you
I don't
do
know.
know.
I do. Listen. I'm trying to be very transparent about
You're
that.
making you're making this very awkward. That's what you're doing. You're making this very weird.
It was weird at the time when you and Vincent looked at your phones at the same time, looking at your Tinder apps, and you're like, "Hey, Nicole," and you're like, "Yeah, Vincent." It was like, yeah. It's weird that we are the only 2 people who match.
We didn't match. Again, we never matched. Okay. The fact that we saw each other when we were swiping faces, that was just kind of like, okay, I see that you're here. I see that you're here. That's
See,
it.
I don't even know enough to
There was
know
no
that
match.
you can
Yeah, you
find
didn't know anything.
people.
So what happens when you're on an app? Okay, so I'm going to explain this to my prehistoric brother who's never been on an app in his life, which I don't. It's probably a good thing that you've never been there because this place, there's piss in the dating pool, as they say. You don't even be swimming out here. Like
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, there's on the app, you put your face and you put your profile, and if you like it, you swipe right, and if you don't like them, you swipe left. But they're gonna show up regardless if they're in the area. And our brother showed up on mine, and I showed up on his,
and
we both swiped left.
They
We both swiped left. We did not swipe on each other, bro. Brian, okay, we're gonna have to talk about something else. Why did you except for to tell people out there who have been married and have never dated before?
That's what
process was. I never thought about that.
I'm trying to set the scene, because when you tell me things, I try to explain to you, and I try to let you know that, I've been married for so long that the dating scene has changed.
Right.
I'm trying to emphasize the fact that
it's almost like being in prison. Getting out.
I'm not. I would never. I would never verbally say that on any recording that my wife would use against me.
You're right. Okay? I'm sorry to even put that out there. It's so I'm sorry to even compare marriage to being in a prison.
Christ.
I hate to do that because I want to be married one day. So I don't want to say that.
What I am trying to say is that before I got married, the dating scene was entirely different, right?
Right.
Smartphones hadn't even been invented. I mean, it was the same goddamn year. Like 2007.
Oh, really?
2007 is when the smartphone got invented, and Ashley and I started dating in 2006. So, like, the iPhone had not even been invented at this point in time.
Wow.
And it's ridiculous.
It's
right?
ridiculous that this is less than 15 years ago.
If you know your history,
I don't.
So I'm still old school texting, which may as well be beepers.
I was just talking about MySpace the other day.
Yeah, the whole MySpace, Facebook stuff, all this stuff, like that whole drama. And to be honest, it was actually easier, I think, for men. We could dodge that bullshit, right? That whole, you still have your girlfriend as a friend on Facebook was just starting then.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you about this dating experience. I told you about the dating experience about the guy. Well, it wasn't actually, that wasn't a dating experience. We never went out on a date. The Aries guy. Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
No, listen. All right, when you bring him back up, bring him back up in chronological order, because it makes a difference. It
makes a difference. Well, yes. I'm just going to tell you about the guy that actually wound up going on an actual date with last weekend.
Okay.
So I know you know that I went to Mississippi for a little bit to go see the grandparents.
Yeah.
That was an impromptu trip.
GPs.
Yeah, before that, I was actually going to drive to either Destin or the Orange Beach. And I had done the research. I had decided which hotels I was going to stay at. And there was this guy I was talking to, and he was like, how about we go to the beach together? And I was thinking, I don't want to go to those places by myself anymore. So I was considering it, but I also don't want to be at a beach with somebody for 3 days with somebody I don't like. That's just awkward.
Or somebody you don't know.
Or some.
Let's start at the top.
Listen, there's a lot of people you don't know, but you can still like them.
Well, then why wouldn't? Okay, so you don't know enough if you like him or not.
I didn't know enough to know whether or not I liked him or not. Because the funny part was he would keep. He's one of those, I call them catch and release type guys, or mainly like ghoster guys. They'll come in and then they'll talk about their problems, and then they'll go ghost for a week, and then they'll come back again. So he had just lost his mom in October, and he told me that he needed somebody to talk to.
This is a new guy.
This is a new guy.
This guy does not admit. Okay, so you're gonna start it over for me and talk slower.
So this is a new guy you never heard about,
right.
But again, we were going to go to the beach, and he decided he wanted to come too. He lost his mother, and he's been doing like this in and out thing where he texts me, he asks me how I'm doing, I'll tell him, and then I'll be like, why don't you give me a call? He never calls me. So he leaves. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. He's obviously going through some stuff. I don't worry about him. He texts me, he's like, This is on Sunday, last Sunday. He texts me. He says, "What are you doing?" "I'm packing up myself and I'm getting ready to go to the beach." He goes, "Hold on a minute. If you don't mind, I would like to come with you. I need a vacation." I say, okay, I don't mind, but I'm going to need to meet you first. So he tells me to go ahead and cancel my car because, I had got a rental car. Mm-hmm. He's like, cancel your rental car because I can take you. I'm thinking, I'm not going to do that till after we meet, So we plan a date. He comes first before he gets here, I call to see where he is because he's coming 2 hours from New Orleans and it's raining and he's a little late and the place is about to close in about 20 minutes. So I call him to see where he is. And when I get the phone call, it goes, "Hello, I'm Pastor."
Wait, sorry. let me stop you.
Hey, how you gonna stop me right in the beginning?
I'm sorry. The voices in my ear. I apologize. Okay. I really do want to hear the rest of the story. I did not want. But did he actually?
He sounds just like this. He sounds just like this.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm like, I just need to know.
He sounds just like this. I'm not exaggerating. He sounds just like this. This is exactly how he sounds. I'm not exaggerating.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, wait, hang on. Let me. Okay. All right. Good.
So he goes, "I'm Pastor Gerald C. Wright III. You have reached me at a time where I cannot get to the phone. But if you would like to leave a message at your most earliest convenience, I will try to get back to you as soon as heavenly possible. Until then," just like, oh my gosh. Hold on a second. First off, he sounds like an old ass man. Secondly, he's a pastor. And he sounds like this is definitely a pastor's voice. So I'm like, wait a second, he's a pastor. So I say, "You're a pastor?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm a pastor." And I said, "Why didn't you tell me you were a pastor?" He said, the reason why he didn't tell me because he didn't want me to judge him. Because the last time he went on a date, he had a drink and the woman judged him. And he didn't want that to be the case with me. And he just wanted me to see him as the man he was.
Okay.
So I said, "That's fine." Because I didn't want to see him as the pastor. No, I don't want to be on a date with the pastor. So I was like, "That's fine. Okay, cool." Brian, this man came in a 3-piece suit with he looked nice, but it was a pinstripe 3-piece suit with he looked like a pastor. He had he had a really nice watch though. Like, I'm gonna give him that. And he looked really nice. He was dressed really nice. And he comes in, he's like, "Hi, darling. You've been waiting." Hopefully you haven't been waiting.
How old was this guy? Was he 60? The way you're talking makes him sound like he's like 65.
Ryan,
at the minimum.
Ryan, I kid you not. When I tell you he sounded just like this. When I tell you, I'm not even.
That's why. Like, I can't. I'm trying to hold.
30. He's 35.
I am trying to hold it in. I swear.
35.
But every time you give me this impression,
he sounds like an 89-year-old man. And I found out why. His dad's 89.
Oh my God.
So it makes sense now why he sounds like he's an 89-year-old man. This poor man, though. He's an 89-year-old is stuck in a 35-year-old's body. Anyway, it doesn't even the worst.
Anyway, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So he goes, he's like, well, you look really nice this
Oh my
evening.
God. I can't. Please stop. Please stop.
Oh, you don't like his voice. You don't like his voice, huh? You can't take his voice.
No. No.
You look very nice this evening.
Please stop.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I won't give him the voice until it's absolutely necessary. Because there are points where it's necessary.
I can't with the voice anymore. Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
because he got there so late and it was raining, and I didn't want him to be out in the rain, I told him he could come by the house. So, because he had driven 2.5 hours in. So
Yeah.
I was like, you can come by the house and then we can just, finish this up there. So he comes by the house and he comes in. He's already kind of late because he said he had to go get some alcohol. And when he comes in, he comes in with a bottle of liquor. He goes, hey, little lady, can you fix me a drink? Can you fix me a drink? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. All the ice in the glass is right there, but cool, I'll fix you a drink. Because obviously, you got to fix your elders a drink.
See, wait, I tried my best to keep my composure until you were like, I got to give my elders a drink.
Yeah.
Now, hang on a second. Is he your elder or isn't he? Because it makes the world of difference to me in the way I'm about to laugh.
Oh.
Is he your elder or is he not?
He wasn't not my elder. He's just the way he presented himself, telling me to go fix him a drink. Like he was 87 years old.
Exactly.
I was like,
listen,
okay.
listen. Okay. All right. I'm trying my best.
Yeah. Okay. Continue now.
To keep it with this story.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Okay. So I fix him a drink. He goes outside because he wants to smoke too. He said, can I smoke? And I was like, smoke what?
Smoke
He
what?
was like, that loud, that blow, that weed.
Oh, okay.
So I said, oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Go outside and smoke. And he's like, thank you, darling. I was like, okay, cool. So he's outside smoking. And then I asked him, does he have a wife or a girlfriend in New Orleans? Because I feel like I need to ask. And he's like, what you mean? And I was like, I'm just asking, are you talking to me? He said, no. He said, no. He said, no, I don't have anybody. I saw a little girl on his phone. So I said, do you have kids? He goes,
what you mean? Wait a second. Wait a second. Because I want to do it for all your listeners out there.
I want to say, wait.
I want to do it for all your listeners.
Do it. I said, is there anybody else in New Orleans that you do have? Now do it. Now do it, Brian.
What you mean?
Exactly. What you mean? What you mean? Like I just asked him whether or not he liked to knock booties with the person next door.
Oh my God.
Like what you mean? What you mean? What I mean?
What you mean?
What you mean, darling? What you mean?
You know what? I'm done with my side of this equation. So please go ahead with yours.
Yes. So I was like, do you have any kids? He said, yes, I have a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh, well, what happened to you and the mom? Oh, me and the mom. So the mom is much older than I am. She's a much, much older lady. I was like, oh, but how much? I'm thinking when you start talking about older ladies with that voice, I'm thinking how much older. But I didn't ask. She's a much older lady to the point where she's been married before. And the whole time she could not get pregnant. So you know what that means, right?
I have no idea.
Nothing but God.
Please.
It was nothing. It was nothing. That baby was nothing but God. Baby was nothing but God.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow. So it wasn't that he was having unprotected sex with a woman that he wasn't married to, but it was all God that this baby came, because this 40, I don't know how old she was, but this woman who'd been married before had never had kids with her husband before they got pregnant together.
Oh, well, they just for me, all that means they weren't having sex.
If you think about it, it's a real marriage where they're not
in
having
the real
sex.
marriage. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It wasn't that it was nothing but God.
Yeah,
right.
No. For me, all that means is they weren't having sex in the first marriage.
There was no sex involved.
There was no sex involved.
Right.
Because she didn't like him for whatever reason.
So anyway, we get back in the house after he do all this what you mean, and he's sitting on the couch. And of course, I'm trying to make sure there's enough room between the two of us that we're not too close together, because I'm trying to respect the pastor. And he looks over at me and he goes, "Why you sitting so far away, honey?
Stop talking.
Sweetie, can you
please stop talking? Please stop talking."
He say, "Sweetie, can you come in a little?"
No. Stop.
So he tells me to come in a little closer. I don't want to be so close to the pastor. But I say, okay, cool. I'm going to come in a little bit closer.
Stop.
What I do that for?
The voice alone is killing me. Like I can't even dissect. The micro nuances are so bad because of the voice that you give it. Like the voice that you give it alone is already too bad. It's like
so you understand how I'm feeling. You understand exactly how I feel.
It's like I can't even it's too much when you bring in his actions. Like
with the actions too.
Yes, when you bring in the actions, it's like so
inappropriate.
It's so appropriate.
It seems
that is it.
I feel like I'm being molested.
Yes. I feel like he's raping you in your voice.
And he's younger
in your voice.
And he's younger than me.
Yes. Yeah, no, older. I thought
he's younger than me. He's 35.
I feel raped. Yes, in the voice alone, let alone when you start talking about
That's how I felt. That's how I felt.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
We're sitting on the couch and he's like, "I just want you to know that I like what I see."
Oh my God.
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't even.
He told me he liked what he saw. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So then, of course, he leans in to kiss me. And it's not like
of course he does.
It's not it's not like a light kiss. Like I'm hoping.
Oh no, he wants all tongue.
He wants all tongue.
He's probably unzipping his pants at the exact same time.
I know, but luckily he didn't, because I had pushed him away with the kiss.
Oh.
But what did I do that for? He got real indignant.
Because you rejected him at this point. This is ridiculous, because I can predict every single step of it, and I hate it.
Yes, but here's the crazy part. So after I reject him,
what's his name?
Pastor. So
Pastor.
So then he goes, "I see that you don't want to kiss. I try to kiss you and you don't want to kiss."
I am going to strangle this person.
He says, okay, without the voice. He goes, "I kissed you. I see how it is. I kissed you and you didn't want to kiss me back." I said, "What you mean?" I didn't want him to take too much offense. So I said, "I did kiss you back." I said, "But I wasn't trying to kiss you. I'm not trying to kiss you with all the tongue and stuff, because the whole point of this was so we could get to know each other."
Listen, I remember I do remember the start of this conversation.
Hey, I'm totally talking to him, not to you. I was talking to you. I told him the reason why he was here.
True story. Okay, continue.
Right. And he acted like, he said, what you mean? We've been flirting all day. And I told you how I felt about you. I said, what you mean? You didn't tell me nothing. Mm-hmm. He goes, I'm not going to sit here and tell you with his little finger down.
No.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you what we talked about. I was like, please, I'm going to need you to, because I don't remember. I told you.
Oh, goodness.
I told you that I was going to take care of you spiritually, emotionally, physically, and whatever, all four. I always forget the fourth one. He said he's gonna take care of all four of these things. And I said,
I started the voice. The voice
with the voice. I had to say that with the voice, because that's what he said.
Oh my God.
And he said it just like that. I said, you ain't said none of that. He said, well, when I told you that I had prayed on it and that I knew that you was for me, that's what I meant. That I knew exactly. Oh, and I forgot he said that he had prayed about what we was about to do, and he had already made peace with it. I said, what we was about to do.
Oh my God. Wow.
And then he put his little hand on my thigh and tried to show me what we was about to do. And I said, you're gonna have to keep your hands to yourself. And he said, so then he did, and it got real quiet and real awkward. And he goes, I think I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself before I embarrass myself anymore.
Stop.
Because I don't know. Hold on. I gotta get it right. He goes, I don't know if I can handle you. I already know how I feel about you. I don't know if I can not handle myself around you. So I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself from this situation. And he gets up, and I said, are you okay? He said, I'm fine. I said, cool. I walked him to the door, and I let him out in that pouring ass rain. And I said, thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for allowing this man to leave my freaking house. This dude saw the light his own damn self. He said he got to leave before he embarrassed himself. It was too late. Did you mute yourself? You just laughing so hard you can't breathe.
Exactly. I am laughing so hard.
Oh man, I'm telling you, Bray, it's hard out here. The crazy part is, do you think he called me the next day after? Wait, I forgot. He texted me when he got home. I figured I wasn't gonna hear nothing from this man because he'd already embarrassed himself. He texted me when he got home, talking about, I really enjoyed getting to know you tonight.
Well, I mean, okay, let's be very, very clear. If the conversation you just said actually transpired, then hands down,
yes,
you have told him everything he needs to know. I'm sorry. I've been laughing so hard because of the blatant honesty that I just heard in every single one of the comments that you just made would have put me in my place 17 times.
Yeah.
There was no getting away or around that. It was, you can call it honesty.
You can call it honesty. I mean, you could. That's what it was.
Exactly. I found it hilarious, but you can call it honesty. I don't know how you articulate it any other way to be digestible. Right. And that's what made it so hilarious. Because if you came out of that with, I don't know, I think she still likes me. She might be trying to tell me how to better myself, and I don't know.
Or I respect the fact that she didn't try to give it in to me on the
Oh,
first
listen, she's a kind soul, and she did not want to make me know how insecure I am. Right. So she's trying to motivate me.
She's motivating me to be a better pastor, a better person.
Not even that. A better pastor.
I wish he did sound like
Wait,
that.
a better person. Wait, a better person. Wait, she loves me.
Yeah, right.
Wait, hang on a second.
He did pray.
Hang on a second. I prayed upon this.
He prayed about it.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Yep.
This woman is the girl of my she accepts me. She understands me for my world. Exactly. She knows who I am.
That's right.
I love her.
Yes.
I love her. I love you. Exactly. And by the way, I don't care who knows it. I don't care if you don't accept it.
Oh man, I tell you one thing. He texted me that it was good to see me and it was good trying to get to know me. And all I texted back was same. I don't even ask me why I texted that back. But then the next morning, I was just surprised he texted. The next morning, he texted me, have you left to go to the beach yet? Because remember, the whole thing was that we were also
go to
the beach.
Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. You forgot.
I forgot. Listen, I'm telling you.
Listen, I just figured when he left, that was going to be the end. So I didn't have to worry about it.
I just, listen. I
changed my plan. That's when I changed my plans. I was like, I'm not even going to the beach. In case he accidentally shows up accidentally.
No, because I've come to the realization that you and I are meant to be together.
Right, exactly.
You get me.
Yes.
You get me at my worst.
He prayed about it.
And by the way, I prayed about it. And by the way, I'm at my worst right now.
And we still didn't do anything, though.
We didn't do anything, but I tell you what, no sex is better than bad sex.
Oh, snap.
Wait, hang on a second. No, it's the reverse.
No, bad sex is better than no sex.
Bad sex is better than no sex. Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
That's gonna be another podcast. Someone else said that something similar, and I was like, I don't know about that, but we'll talk about that on another podcast.
Hey, look, I listen. I told you after I finished the No More Missing Ice guy.
Yeah.
That no sex is better than bad sex. So what I said was the actual thing that I meant.
Right.
Right. But the joke that I meant for your podcast players was that bad sex is better than no sex. That's what I meant to say for your podcasters. But honestly, no sex is way, way better than bad sex.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever had bad sex before. But that's another podcast.
That's
another podcast.
About to say you've never been married, and then I realized you have been.
I have been, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. I would like you to reflect upon
the sex when I was married. I never had bad sex when I was married either.
Listen, that's awesome, and that's why I would like to talk to you.
Okay, let's wrap up. Hold on, let's wrap up.
No. I'm like those are good. Those are good comments. Those are things I want to hear. Like,
yeah,
I would love to hear how you've had great sex and still decided I don't want to be with this motherfucker
because he was a cheater. Remember, he was Looney Tunes. He was crazy. That's why. He's a gaslighter. He's a psychopath. So just goes to show you that good sex isn't everything.
As a guy, I would say if my sex was good, I would still stay with her.
But see, men are different.
See, that's what
men stay for.
I know. This
yeah.
is.
Yeah, y'all stay over. Women, we're like, we got a laundry list of things you're not doing.
I know.
So that's why I need to leave. And especially if you're sticking your dick in someone else and try to bring it back to me, that's you gotta go.
I know.
But if you're not even sticking your dick in her,
I know.
Then that's bad.
I know.
Well, let's not discuss that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure guys, and so we always leave you with a little teaser of what the next conversation is going to be about. So if you want to tune in for our next conversation, I will invite you guys to come back I always drop something on either Monday or Friday, or if I'm feeling great, I'll give you one on Monday and Friday. But make sure you follow so that you can have the update of when we will be talking about our next topic, which at this point sounds like sex during marriage or good sex versus bad sex. This should be a very interesting topic. So make sure you tune in. Thank you guys once again for being here. I appreciate you. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple or Spotify. Either one of those two will help with the algorithm, and I appreciate you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hello Me, It's Me with Nikki D. Lovely. Just remember, you can't change who you were yesterday, but you can always learn and grow to become a better version of yourself today. So make sure you do the mental work today for the future you tomorrow, and I will see you next week. And in the meantime, make sure that you check me out on my Instagram at Nikki D. Lovely or _broke_mama. You can also find me at nikkidlovely.com and check out my book, No F Boys Allowed. I also have a poetry book coming out pretty soon, so just a little shameless plug. But either way, I will see you guys next time, and thanks again. Bye.